Hey, Rich, how you doing?
Good, thanks, mate. You?
Good, good. Been a while since our last video, but I think I've got something really, really interesting to talk about today. Um, Interesting for us, but I'll be honest, pretty horrific for Argentinian farmers. To tell us a bit more about it, we have our first guest. We have our esteemed colleague, Laura Lazo. Laura's senior director for Kinetic. She heads up our operations in South and West LATAM. So that's Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia. Thank you, Laura. Um, Laura's going to tell us a bit about this black swan event that's going on down in Argentina at the moment, this corn stunt pandemic. Laura, tell us a bit about this.
Okay, well, we are calling this a black swan event because for us it was impossible to occur in Argentina something like this. That was like the perfect storm between some agronomic practices that farmers decided to do to move from 6 million hectares of corn planted in Argentina to almost 9 million. That was a great opportunity, but also with some climate conditions that promote this disease that is produced by the bacteria that we call Spiroplasma kunke, and is transmitted by a bug that is called Dalbulus maidis. In Argentina, we call it chicharrita. I think you call it leaf hopper. And
yeah.
our colleagues in Brazil, they call it cigarrinha. So this little bug have 5 different cycles in Argentina, and because of this new situation that we can see in the maps of Argentina, when you have the early and later harvest, we spread the time we have vegetative stages of corn in Argentina. So we start planting in Argentina during September in early harvest, and then we have the later harvest started in November. So as we have many vegetative stages, this bug used to feed from the plant during what we call the vegetative number 2 and number 5 stage, and jump from one plot to the other one, because we have a lot of staggering planting dates. So the damage was terrific for us.
So it's quite important. I mean, we've got the Argentinian corn area has gone up so much, right, in the last 15 years because of the introduction of these 2 harvests, from one to 2 harvests. And so Argentina is now a massive player in the corn production, right? So, and this bug doesn't affect the early harvest, but it does affect the later harvest. But it affects it by a lot. I mean, we're talking about potentially a 6 million ton reduction. Is that right?
Yes, more than 10% of the estimated production we have for this year. And the problem was it was an endemic problem in northern Argentina, where we have subtropical varieties of corns. But this year, because of the rainfall and the very high temperatures we have during January and February, it was not usual in Argentina. It came to the core area of corn. When you have the middle part of Argentina, it's the most important corn area we have. And those are temperate varieties.
Yeah, I mean, and that, I mean, to put that into kind of context, that's 6 million. I mean, we're talking about something that is equivalent to just over 10% of USA corn exports, right?
Yes.
This is 0.5% of global corn production. This is huge, this kind of reduction.
Yes, so, more if you think that Argentina is the 3rd exporter of corn in the world, we export more than 60% of what we produce. No, so the impact it's not only going to be for the farmers in Argentina and for the government in Argentina, but also for those who need to feed animals with the corn produced in our country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you mentioned just last week Argentina had regulatory approval to send GMO corn to China, hadn't they?
So, yes. It was a great notice for us, a great news that they allow all our GMOs corn. But well, we will not have the opportunity to send
the yields to
everything we could produce this year at least.
Okay. So Laura, what sort of information, I mean, this is a fascinating topic, what sort of information are we at Kinetic collecting? I guess when you have a situation like this, rotations change, and I guess that's what farmers are doing currently. Is that a fair call?
Yes, we're working very hard with two studies, subscription study. We have it, FarmTrack and Forecast. In the case of FarmTrack is like a picture of what happened this campaign. So it's very useful for all our clients to understand which were the varieties of corn that were more affected with less tolerance or more, and the conditions in which they were produced regarding fertilizer, crop protection, seed treatment, which was very important this campaign and will be in other too. Also biostimulants or biocontrol products. So FarmTrack for us is to explain the clients what happened to this campaign that we are still harvesting. We have some more weeks, and the study is going to be ready for them. And in the case of Forecast, is what is going to happen the next campaigns. Not what we measure are the intention of farmers to move to other crops or not, or to change the agronomic practices they are doing in the corn crop. In Argentina, farmers really love to produce corn. If you produce corn, if you are like a top farmer, and there is not only a rational but an emotional relationship with that crop. So Forecast is what farmers are going to do, and FarmTrack helps our client to understand and to have a picture or diagnostic of what happened in different situations with our panels.
And I mean that's going to be highly relevant in Argentina, but it's going to be just as relevant from a global perspective when we're talking about replacing that amount of the global production of corn. I mean, this is the sort of thing that global clients, global commodity traders are going to be massively interested in, I think.
Yes, not only it affects in two different ways, no? You're going to replace the corn as crop, no? You're going to need seeds of other crops to introduce to Argentina. And if you're going to keep on producing corn, you need better to understand how to work with seed treatment, insecticides in seed treatment, how the biological markets can help on this, no? And also any insecticide or anything we can do for this bug to disappear, or at least not to affect as much. Beside the agronomic practices, we know our farmers are experts on working on that.
Absolutely. Well, I think on that note, what we'll do is we'll make sure that the relevant links are in the link below, so that people can find out more information about this. But other than that, thank you so much for coming and telling us about this, Laura. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Laura.